Oh, yeah, she falls over him. He grabs her ass, but doesn't she also grab his dick at some point?
Later.
Yes.
He first grabs her ass. Then she gets him back, grabs the dick.
Classic love story.
Brunch. Hit it, boys.
It's Monday and the royal wedding is in the books. Let's break it down. Pete, what'd you think?
It was a wedding.
Did you watch it?
No.
I understand there's like things that we care about just because we decided we care about them, but how in the world does anybody in America care about that? From what I hear, people in London actually don't care about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I thought that there was like their fucking Super Bowl over there.
No, it's our Super Bowl for some reason.
I guess, I'm certainly not waking up for that shit on a Saturday morning, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
It was at 4 in the morning?
Was it?
Is that when it was?
Because when I woke up, it was like in the books.
Yeah.
Who
If
woke
it's a
up to
long
watch
enough
that?
wedding that it goes from 4 to whenever you're waking up, presumably between like 9 and noon, that's a way too long of a wedding. Unless they show the reception, in which case then it's a fucking really cool wedding. But I think that it's just...
They don't have a reception for that thing, do they?
It's like they show a fucking like a famous person's funeral. They show the cars arriving. They show the pallbearers and all that stuff, and then that's kind of it. But people were throwing fucking parties. They were talking about. I'm still not positive who Megan is. She was a Deal or No Deal person.
Was she? I don't know anything about her. I know that she was in an episode of that 90210 reboot. And
She's only in an episode? No, I knew she was in some show.
Yeah, she was. I don't know. I know she was.
Is that the show? And is that the extent of it?
Yeah, I think it was like a cameo.
Why the heck in the world?
Yeah, and she was giving a car blowjob in her scene, and now she's the princess.
Oh, did she get an NFL draft kind of treatment?
What's that mean?
Morning of, people start dropping some...
oh, yeah.
Back when Megan was on 90210, she was giving car blowjobs, and then she's like, trying to delete it. I was young.
I was finding myself.
Yeah, I'm not proud of who I was back then or whatever. Not that like a car blowjob is a reason that you can't get married, but
no, that's like the reason why somebody marries you.
Right? Yeah, you've given a blowjob. Forget it.
No, I don't know anything about this woman.
I really don't know anything about any of this. Let's keep spinning our wheels on this.
Did you see David Beckham though?
No. Did he have a speech?
No. Why would David Beckham have a speech
Did they show
at the royal wedding?
speeches at the royal weddings?
Speech.
Yeah.
Speech.
As everyone's arriving, I would just be there. I'd be standing there like behind the tape or whatever, because I'm sure they're like fans, the 5 people in London who actually care about that are hanging out there. I would go with a glass, and every time someone got out, bing, 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 speech, motherfucker! See what I can hear from David Beckham.
No, David Beckham looked like a 25 out of 10.
Nice.
You should look up his suit. His suit is like unbelievable.
So it was like it's like a big red carpet event, right?
Yeah, pretty much. David Beckham had the underutilized move of the chain that goes across like the vest portion of his suit.
I could be wrong. Is that related to a watch?
I mean, I'm assuming that's like it used to be pocket watches. Maybe he had a pocket watch. I don't know.
Ooh, yeah, like on the vest.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. And he looks
that scrumptious.
He got that peak lapel, which everyone's doing these days. Stephen A. Smith is really big into those. Which just brings us to the most important
You're
topic.
really big into Stephen A. Smith.
I realized I didn't even follow Stephen A. Smith until a few days ago. Now I'm following him and responding to most of his tweets.
Take a look, y'all. 74524973.jpg.
What does that mean?
Have you ever
that was one of his tweets. Yeah. He tried to tweet out.
He tried to attach a photo, and the tweet was literally just "Take a look, y'all," and it was just like a bunch of numbers and then .jpg.
So it was. Do you think that inspired the episode of Parks and Rec where she's getting the signs made up for when she's running for office, and all the signs they print out just say like whatever dot JPEG.
That's not maybe.
They gave them like an image to put on the signs.
That'd be great.
Instead, they just
put
wrote that on the sign.
That'd be great if Stephen A. Smith got a writer's credit on Parks and Rec.
That would be great. Stephen A. Smith. I wonder what that guy was up to last night, because he posted this morning. It was great seeing Cat Williams perform last night. Truly a legend. I was watching him on TV last night talking about Celtics Cavaliers. So maybe it could have, I mean, comedians have early shows and late shows. So maybe he had a super late show. But that Celtics game started at like 8:30. So unless Cat Williams is going on at like 11:30, I don't know.
Maybe Stephen A. Smith just saw like half the Celtics game and was like, this is all I need.
That's what I'm thinking happened, because they were like, hey, Stephen, what do you think happened in the game? He was like, well, obviously LeBron James, blah, blah. And I think he said LeBron James a few times. I don't usually listen to what he's saying. I'm so delighted by just the way he does it that he doesn't necessarily need to make a point. We are going to have a basketball guest. Not the basketball guest you might think, or is it? We are going to have a basketball guest on today's episode, but they were unable to come on. So we're going to have he or she, him or her, this or that, in one of the coming episodes. It's going to be pretty great. Basically, just if you've been liking the basketball talk on brunch, get used to it, because
it's probably maybe a good thing that we didn't have 2 straight like basketball heavy episodes.
Well, it would have been 3 straight, right? Because Chris Gethard was a basketball guest.
That's true.
Yeah.
We didn't do a ton of basketball talk with Chris, though.
Yeah. Could have done more. Would have been the best. I got into another fight at a concert this weekend.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Did you tell me about this?
No.
Okay.
I don't know if maybe I texted you and said, like, got in another fight.
Yeah, maybe.
Something like that.
What happened? What show was it?
Very similar. It was Jukebox the Ghost in Washington, D.C. It was great. And this time, so last time I didn't get in a fight. I just observed behavior that I thought.
Woman.
Yeah, I just observed behavior that I thought, like, this person's being an asshole. They don't realize they're being an asshole.
Was it a manth or a girlth?
I was actually going to tell this story without saying whether it was a man or a woman, because I didn't want you to judge based on either one. So, where the show's about to start and this person shows up, cuts in front of us to be around their friends, totally normal. I'm always okay with that, because I do it. We all do it. You drink. And they were drinking. I'd for sure been drinking. We were probably equally buzzed / drunk, and this person kept. It was like they were. You know when you're making pizza dough,
yeah,
and you just stretch it out a little more and a little more each time, and they were really making this big ass space for themselves, and they kept pushing me and my friend like kind of out of the picture. So I did a kind of childish thing. I just planted my feet, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to move anymore.
It's not childish. That's like what you do in that situation.
Yeah, it's an option to do. Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to plant my feet.
I've done that before.
And,
where it's like, this is as far as I'm going.
Yes, exactly.
Fucking try me.
Yeah, like I've already given you.
Yeah.
I've given you like this isn't Austria hungry with Hitler. You know, like I'm not just going to give you everything.
Okay.
So this person was not Hitler. But so then they started to bump into me. Started to bump into me. And then I was talking to my friend. I now turn my back to this person, and I'm talking to my friend, and this person says, hey, can you please move? You're really crowding me. And I said...
Excuse me?
Okay. And I moved.
What?
I moved my feet a little. I gave this person even more. Said to my friend...
Hitler. You gave Hitler even more.
This person's an asshole. Then this person starts like crashing into me a couple minutes later, and here's where I was maybe being childish. I forget how this person asked me to move. They said, "You're really doing blank." I forget what it was. "You're really crowding my space," something like that.
Yeah.
And so I said exactly what that person said to me back to them. I said, "Excuse me, you're really blah, blah, blah." And then they said, "You're an asshole." And I said, this can't be the reason why I'm an asshole. And then I said to my friend, I wish none of this was happening. I wish that I just didn't even say anything to this person. But this person was...
This was for sure a girl.
It was a girl.
Yeah,
yes.
because one, I don't know if you would have given that much leash to a guy, and number two, a guy doesn't say, "Hey, you're an asshole." A guy fucking gets way more aggressive than that.
Yes, girls are way more amicable than guys.
Yes.
I think that we can be on board with that. But even that, starting with "you're an asshole."
When was the last time you called a guy an asshole?
Because if you're of the mind. Oh no, I use asshole all the time. I never use the word bitch unless I'm...
Yeah, but like for a guy, I feel like it's very difficult for me to be in a position where I'd be like, you know what, you're an asshole. I'd be like, this guy's a fucking dick.
Yeah, I think that people only say asshole when it's a person that's in a position of authority that this person doesn't feel should be in a position of authority. You would never call a doorman a dick, but you would call a bouncer an asshole.
That's
You'd
true.
be like, that guy's the fucking asshole at the door, blah, blah, blah.
Like abusing his power, sort
right.
of.
So this girl said, you're an asshole, and I said, that can't be the reason I'm an asshole.
Because you don't have any power.
And then I was like, and in all seriousness, I was like, and in all seriousness, I'm not just saying this, I was like, you've been really... Do you know
I gave you an
like
inch, you're
stretching
trying to
out
take 2 feet.
pizza dough? Yeah, I think I may have even given her that pizza dough analogy. I don't remember,
Jesus.
but
Well, then you really are an asshole,
right? But but then we're just standing near this person, and her friends, like they all kept quiet. My friend kept quiet. It was like a
mano.
This is between you two people, and I was like, "There's good spots." Other places, and I'm just gonna be thinking about what a mean person this is, and so then we relocated, and then that person became someone else's problem. I'm sure she was Tasmanian deviling her way, which, by the way, again, you're allowed to do shit like that. If she was doing that and wasn't like, hey, excuse me, you're creating a problem for me, when she's kind of the one creating a problem for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a super dick move.
Yeah, it's it's like it's similar to the thing of correcting someone when you're wrong.
Yeah.
So like if
it's like, I'm fine with you being wrong, but don't try to tell me that I'm wrong in this situation.
Exactly. It would be like if you said, oh, I'm really chomping at the bit to do whatever, and then later on in the day I'm like, yeah, I'm champing at the bit to do whatever, and you were to say, DJ, it's not champing at the bit. I would be like, you know what a nice guy I was fucking being when I was not pointing out to you that it's not chomping at the bit, you son of a gun. So it was like a fine...
You've had some real bad luck at concerts lately.
Yeah, I just think it's an epidemic. I think that again, I cut in front of people all the time. I do what I got to do. I pretend I'm on my phone. I go, I'm just trying to get to my friend over there. And I point to a person in the crowd, and they're like, oh, I guess that person must know that person. And I go over there. That's totally fine. But if I go in there and it's way too tight for me, I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't have come here. This space was for the people who were here before me, who were standing here. I wouldn't be like, excuse me, you guys are making it awfully difficult for me to inconvenience you. So I would just say, like, if you see someone being an asshole at a concert, step in where you got to step in.
Stab them.
But don't think of, because there are a lot of scenarios in which people can be assholes at concerts.
Yeah. Before
you do something at a concert, think, will this put me on the list of people who are being assholes at this concert? Like, I think even by participating in that, I was being an asshole. And I was mocking this person, too.
Yeah, but I mean, like, at some point, you're asking for it. And that person was 100% asking for it.
Taking up everybody's space. She was picking fights. What a jerk. Speaking of things that I hate, I knew that the Queen... We were so nice with each other when we did our Queen top 5 things.
Yeah.
We were like, there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer. Or I should say, there's no wrong answer. All of these are right answers. You had Fat Bottom Girls number 1. I agree. Great. I had Bohemian Rhapsody number 1. Yes, because that's correct. Like, there's no wrong answers. And people were responding like, haven't you heard blah, blah? I'm like, yeah, it's also a Queen song.
Yeah, I mean, like, most of the responses were, like, pretty nice, pretty casual. It's like, my list would have used more of this thing, and that's fine. The only one that really bothered me was, like, one guy was like, this list is wrong, and he like named 3 songs that were actually on the list, and so like he was mad at you for not having like Under Pressure or whatever. He was like, no Under Pressure, no fat bottom girls, blah blah blah, and like what these fucking lists are so wrong. And I was like, well, excuse me, one of them has those songs on it.
Right, a lot of these bases are covered.
Right, and he argued that Another One Bites the Dust needed to be on there because it's been on like a million different soundtracks, and that was the reason why he was like, it's objectively one of their best songs because it's been on so many soundtracks and wrestlers use it. And I was like, what the fuck?
You're like, what the fuck? And I am stealing that move for my "You Make My Dreams" argument.
Well, that was what I was gonna say. Like that is not correct, and that's coming from somebody who thinks that "You Make My Dreams" is one of the best songs.
Yeah, we all have our different ways of coming up with those lists, but is it on a soundtrack is an awfully weird way to go about it.
But I thought the Queen discussion was great.
Yeah, so did I. I could have that we could have done a full 3 hours on Queen. I also could have done a full 3 hours on sleeping arrangements with Tony X.
Yes, yeah.
I wasn't really on Twitter this weekend, but I didn't. Did that get a lot of buzz?
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, no.
I just assumed that people would be like, "Man, that was fucking great."
If I had to guess, it's probably because a lot of people were just like, "Ugh, basketball, ugh, sports."
Yeah, we have conditioned them to not want to hear sports on this podcast.
Conditioned all of our listeners to just
We
reject
started as sports
talk.
fans
Yeah.
to no longer like sports talk, but I think our sports talk is actually kind of cool. We by no means do real sports talk. Like we're not like at one point Tony was saying, "Oh yeah, so and so has become a whatever player," and it was something like 3-and-D, one of those kind of basketball terms. And I was like, "All right, rein that in a little bit," but just more talk about their facial hair.
I'm more disappointed that nobody listened to that and like came up with a drawing. All I want in my life is a drawing of us in one trench coat
on a bed.
Yes.
Sideways, hanging off, with you still wearing the hat from that disguise.
Yes.
In the I don't know, we discussed, I don't know if it was
Napping
on or off
style.
the podcast, but yeah, your hat
It was
would
on
be,
the podcast.
It was on it?
Yeah.
Nice. So hey,
Go back and listen.
We're,
we'll drop it in again here.
yeah, we're giving you a little encore. This is pretty special stuff. You don't get the same exact things twice in a row on episodes, but yeah, napping style.
Hey, I have to tell you guys about my newest time-saving trick. I got my contact lens prescriptions renewed for my couch yesterday in under 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
5 minutes! Using an awesome new app called Simple Contacts.
Wait a second. Isn't that app with all the snake oil?
No snake oil, no gas station supplements, no bull. Simple Contacts lets you renew your prescription and reorder your brand name lenses from anywhere in minutes through an online vision test.
Wait a second. Anywhere?
Anywhere, no snake oil involved. It's designed by doctors and every test is reviewed by a doctor, so they're literally bringing the doctor's office to your home.
Wait a minute.
That's not what
Do you
literally
mean
means.
real doctors?
This isn't a replacement for your periodic full eye health exam.
Wait a minute. Is this a replacement for your periodic full eye exam?
No! But you can't beat the convenience of Simple Contacts when it comes to ordering your new lenses. The prices are unbeatable, the vision test is only $20, and shipping is free.
Unbeatable? But what's the vision test? Like $50?
Only $20.
Wait a minute. Only 20?
Only 20. Best of all, our listeners get $30 off their first Simple Contacts order with promo code BRUNCH. Try it for yourself and save $30 on your lenses by going to simplecontacts.com/brunch or entering the promo code BRUNCH at checkout.
Sounds cool. What do they give you? Like $5 off?
$30 off, bro.
That's more than I even thought. Wait a minute.
Again, that's simplecontacts.com/brunch or just enter promo code BRUNCH at checkout.
Wait a minute. Do you have to go to the doctor's office for this?
More Paddington talk after this.
We finally saw Book Club.
And by finally, we saw it on its opening weekend, but it's just been on our radar for 6 months.
It's been on our radar for an appropriate amount. Again, I'm very mad about this whole Mamma Mia situation. That we found out about those things at the same time. And one came out. I know that's how it works with movies. big movies come out later, but Book Club, I feel, should have been just as big a movie as Mamma Mia.
I
too.
just can't believe that that Mamma Mia is considered like a spectacle summer blockbuster.
Well, Cher's there, and I don't know if you saw in the preview, but she was not invited. Did you watch the preview?
Yeah.
Quick movie note before we get to this actual movie that we watched. I saw A Quiet Place for the second time this weekend.
Yeah.
And I remember when we saw it, you had a lot of thoughts of, this would never happen, that would never happen. And I was like, yeah, it's a fucking monster movie. The whole time I was watching it the second time, I was like, this would never happen.
Yeah, right?
I was so, for some reason, maybe it's like once you've seen it twice, you kind of start to...
You focus in on other things.
No, but I was going to say, like, you kind of enter its world and you accept all these things. So you're like, man, of course these monsters exist, but this would never happen.
Yeah.
My big thing was he has all the newspapers up, and it says, like, it's one of the headlines is, "It's sound!" exclamation point. And it's like a tabloid-style paper, like the
Yeah.
Boston Herald. And it says...
Like...
And it says, like, stay quiet, stay alive. So, this newspaper realized loud noises are how you die. And then they decided to print a bunch of fucking newspapers. You know how loud that shit is? That whole, like,
How were those made?
did the monsters leave those papers behind? Because the people who made them certainly fucking got sliced and diced. Everyone who was at that newspaper,
press.
yeah, just gone.
Yeah, that is like one of the loudest processes in the world.
Yeah, it's like unless maybe the press was near the waterfall.
Oh, good call. That's true.
Do you feel better at sign language because of that movie?
Do I feel better? Like, am I better at it myself?
I know how to say safe.
Do you?
Yeah, just this. They do this a lot, right?
Oh, that's the Black Panther thing. The
Yeah,
Wakanda
it
forever.
It means safe and Wakanda forever.
Okay.
Yes.
Which, I mean, Wakanda's pretty safe.
I was gonna say, read into that what you will. Thanks to our wonderful king. Safe. What did you think of Book Club?
I thought it was a pretty entertaining movie.
So did I. So did I. The bad part for me was I don't know if it was necessarily a bad part. I don't know about your theater. Mine was packed to the gills.
That was exactly the same situation as mine. I went at about 11:40 in the morning on a Sunday.
12:45 on a Sunday.
Okay. Obviously, like, just like planned it. Like, unless it's a spectacle movie, I'm not getting there early.
Yeah.
I plan to arrive 10 to 15 minutes after the showing time because
Yeah.
I am a veteran at this point, and I
Yeah.
know that movies don't start on time.
Although with A Quiet Place for the second time, I was like, hey, let's get there early. And my friend was like, why? I was like, because I have already seen A Quiet Place. I haven't necessarily seen all these previews.
Ooh,
So
okay.
So for that, and what the preview was the fucking crazy clicking thing that the little kids in Australia had to see.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, this is the worst. And I whispered to my friend, I was like, yo, they showed this in a kids movie theater. So and it's this exact trailer. There's gonna be some little clips that come up that say like terrifying. This is a horror movie, so just as you're watching this, watch it with the perspective of you're there with your child or something like that. And you were just fucking cracking up the whole thing because like when you're watching that and you're like, kids had to watch this. It's ugh.
I arrived at like 10 minutes after the showing time.
Nice.
And went to go check into the theater, and it was fucking packed. I ended up in the first row.
What?
The very first row.
I was in the handicapped companion seat. Next to I was in the handicapped companion seat. So mine did not have a handicap sign on it.
Okay.
It was the screen let me sign.
But was there a
Not
handicapped person
problematic.
next to you?
No, but a person ended up sitting in that seat. So I think
Okay.
that I don't know if it's some.
Are you
point
allowed?
that-
Is it kosher to take those?
I don't think so. I think that it's like
Was it a handicapped person
It's like
that sat there?
maybe once the movies started, because this was I walked in after it started too. So maybe once it's past the quote unquote start time, maybe they open it up. I don't know.
Okay. But like, so the person that sat next to you in the handicapped seat wasn't handicapped?
Was not handicapped.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Because those weren't available when I was...
They weren't available when I was signing up either. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it was crowded, And I guess that makes sense because this is a movie that's a hit with the older ladies.
Oh,
and
exclusively older ladies.
Yeah, I think I was one of two guys in the theater.
Yeah.
And that's a time that older ladies like to go to the movies, I think.
Maybe.
Early in the day. Knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
And then get on with your day.
Yeah. So we like to think
We're a couple of older
that's what I was
ladies.
going to say. Well, there's going to be a lot of connections between this movie and us. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just get that out of the way right there. You're going to hear a lot of just like us when we talk about things that happen in this movie. But we like to think that we're smart with how we choose when to see movies. So that just means that old ladies are smart with their time.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Because otherwise, this is time that, like, during the week, you can either, if you've got time to go to see a movie, you can either watch The fucking Price is Right with whoever's hosting it right now. You can go see a movie. And if you have Movie Pass, which we got an update on that, too.
Oh, God.
This update sucks.
I don't even know what it is, so I'm excited.
I'll just do it right now.
Okay.
It made me take a picture of my ticket.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
It was like, you will not be able to proceed. You will not be able to see another movie after this until you take a picture and submit it to us.
Wow.
So you check in, buy the ticket, take a picture of the ticket, and then you go on with your day.
It did
I don't
not
like
make
adding
me
steps.
do that.
It's smart, though. That's going to be a deterrent. People are just going to stop fucking using it.
That did not make me do that. But I do have a movie update or movie pass update on my own end.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to lock me out of my account like a week ago.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
I told you that?
Yes, yeah.
They I tried to log in on my phone and it came up and said unauthorized device. And so I had to open up with a fucking customer service ticket with Movie Pass.
Don't like this.
And so very convenient that as they're circling the drain, they're
Everything's
making,
by design with these fuckers. Yeah.
But I guess the reason that they explained it to me was that they're adding like these security measures so that people aren't scamming the system and taking advantage of them and like buying in bulk and shit. So I think that's why they're making you take a picture of your ticket. That's why they had to go through like this process of authenticating my account.
Well, they have a very vague concern because people might not necessarily be scamming them, but we're all for sure taking advantage of them.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you can do all these security measures all you want, but the fact of
That's
the matter
not the
is,
problem,
the fact
yeah.
of the matter is, I'm still paying $10 a month to see like 6 movies.
Yeah, they talked to you like there was some sort of loophole in the back end and people were hacking their way around it. No,
It's like, no,
the thing
motherfucker,
that
this
we're
is your
doing-
business plan.
Yeah, is what we're following the rules best we can.
I did notice that when I went to the movies today and used Movie Pass, it now comes up with like, hey, you saw this movie.
Oh,
You
it
can't
did.
see
I tried to do that when we were gonna, because my friend picked a Movie Pass friendly theater when we went on Saturday, and as we were walking up, I was like, you know what? I bet I can't even use it because I've already seen it. When I opened it up, it was like, don't even think about it.
Are we doing like a legit scaled numerical
No,
review?
we do that for the real movies. This one's for this one's for the diehards. So it's a movie about 4 women in their 60s, and they have a book club.
Congrats are due to Jane Fonda, who is 80 years old. And
She's
playing,
80 years old.
80 years old and playing a woman in her 60s.
Yeah.
Which is wild because usually women who are in their 30s play women in their 40s in movies.
Yeah, no, that's not true.
Don't they play
No,
older?
it goes the other way. No, like when you're like 22, when you're like 25, you play a high schooler if you're a girl. Yeah. When you're
Yeah, but don't they have like younger-ish
you usually don't play up. They usually have it go the other way.
I thought that wasn't the case.
Like Rachel McAdams was like 400 when she was in Mean Girls. I think she was like 29, something like that, which isn't uncommon at all. Ren from Even Stevens,
yeah.
she was like a
No, I know
an
like
adult
when
woman.
high schoolers they always have adults play high schoolers. That's the same thing
Yeah.
for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, in Coach Carter, you know the kid Worm. Have you seen
No.
Coach Carter?
I don't know if I have.
The guy from Coach Carter who played Worm was like 35.
There was
and he
also-
was playing a high schooler.
There was a kid on one of those fucking Nickelodeon shows. He played like a 14-year-old brother, and he was like 35.
That's embarrassing.
He's like an adult. Yeah, like he must feel really fucking
That'd be
cool
me.
on the set.
Yeah. That'd be me in Hollywood.
I actually think that's what it was. It was just like he was a very short man.
Yeah.
So he wasn't challenged or anything, but he was just short. So they were like, all right, you can play a 14-year-old.
Either way, congrats to Jane Fonda for being an 80-year-old playing a 60-something woman.
Yeah, she. I mean, a lot of people looked quite great in this movie, but so they start reading. They have various sex problems in their lives. Jane Fonda can't get attached. Mm-hmm. She never lets anyone too close. Diane Keaton, her husband went and died. Candace, how do you say her last name? Bergen?
Steenburgen? Mary Steenburgen?
No. Candace Bergen? Bergen?
Is she like the Paula Deen looking lady?
Say that's extremely offensive, but yeah,
She kind of does.
She's the blonde woman.
Kind of looks like Paula Deen. Right?
Yeah, and then what's her thing? Her husband, Ed Begley Jr., divorced her and is now engaged to some dumb idiot who had a very funny line, by the way, or a very funny part. And then Mary Steenburgen is married to Craig T. Nelson, and they don't have sex. So they start reading 50 Shades of Grey, and it really does it for them, and it kind of reignites some of their sex lives. Candace
Bergen?
She turns out to just be someone who fucks on the first date.
What?
She actually, no, I should rephrase that. Candace
Burden?
Candace Bird fucks Richard Dreyfuss on the first date. Pretty cool.
That's Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I knew that was Richard Dreyfuss because he came on, they showed him, and as I was starting to think, is that Richard Dreyfuss? The whole audience of old women were like, I was like, that must be Richard Dreyfuss.
And not only that, she fucks on the first Bumble date.
First Bumble date in the car. She does like a "we must fuck now" on the first Bumble date.
And that is the only sex scene in this movie.
There is heavy product placement in this movie.
Yes.
It's all from Bumble.
Yes.
No,
it's not.
There is for other things.
There is. They like mention Waze. They mention. There's another one that they fucking mention that is like very over the top.
There were like
like E.L. James shit.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
He's got. Yeah. Do you think that E.L. James? I said he. E.L. James.
It's a woman.
Yeah. E.L. James is. Did she technically
Did she
like
pay
a
for
writer?
this movie?
Did she get a credit on this?
Did she pay for this movie?
Yeah.
This movie 100% could have been made without the 50 Shades hook.
I will say this. After having seen the movies, this movie created the illusion that the book is a lot more scintillating than the movie. Because
I think that everybody kind of agrees with that.
Oh, so that is the case.
Yeah.
So that the movie was considered because
The movie
we saw it and we were like,
underdelivered.
that's a bunch of fucking lame ass sex.
Yeah.
Like there are a few things that you're like, ooh, I bet I can't do that move.
It's
But
like
mostly it's
the book is like the sexting, and the movies are like real life. So
okay.
it talks a big game, and then it shows up and it underperforms.
Okay, got it. Okay, so they really like what this book is doing to them, and there's only one character who I'm really particularly interested in, Diane Keaton, who I would say she's the main character.
Yeah, Jane Fonda too.
Yeah. So Diane Keaton, her husband is dead. She's kind of thrown into this world. She spends so much time with all of her friends, we realize, because she has two daughters who are the worst fucking people in the world. Her
One of
daughters
them is
suck.
Alicia
Silverstone.
Not
Yeah.
looking great these days.
She looked great. What are you
I didn't
talking
think
about?
so.
Yeah.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, she looked good.
Well, maybe it's just like the first time that I've seen her since Clueless.
I was going to
so-
say, she didn't look like a 16-year-old girl, Pete. Is that your problem with her?
Yeah, it's just like it's like, whoa, I haven't seen you in like 30 years. You
Yeah.
look different.
Don't go to your high school reunion. You're going to upset a lot of people.
Yeah,
Like,
because
you don't look like that.
because I look the same.
Yeah, that's true.
I will upset a lot of people because
So,
they'll be like, "Fuck, he
Not
looks
problematic.
great."
Yeah. The other girl is, her other daughter is the girl from The League, who's very pretty. Did you not watch The League?
Nope.
Good, not problematic. League, problematic.
Yeah,
That guy
'cause they
lied about
faked
being in
9/11.
9/11. Really, really fucked up. So Diane Keaton she strikes up a romance with a pilot, and the pilot's presence conveys to us that these women have just an extremely low bar because this guy is fucking gross. And she comes back.
I thought Andy Garcia looked pretty good in this.
It's Andy Garcia, and he just looks so fucking sloppy. First of all, I'm not entirely sure who Andy Garcia is. I knew when I saw it, I was like, Andy Garcia. But then I was like, what the fuck does Andy Garcia do? And
Ocean's 11, that's it.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't see those movies. I'm not really into fucking Star Wars, you know. So, Andy Garcia he's sloppy. He's cross-eyed. Is he actually cross-eyed in real life?
Is he cross-eyed in this movie?
Something. Oh yeah, there was some
Really?
shit going out the eye. I don't know, and not in like a speak English, this is America kind of way. I could not place what his accent or language was. It was
what? I thought that he was fine.
I had a real hard time getting whatever Andy Garcia was trying to give us.
Andy Garcia, he worked on me.
Really?
Yeah. Like I'll give you that he kind of looks a little sloppy.
Yeah.
In
He had the Chandler sweats the whole time.
Well, he's on a plane on the middle seat, so he's
true.
having a rough day.
That's true.
Which, by the way, as a pilot, how the fuck do you get stuck in a middle seat?
Yeah, so this is his thing. He takes flights to prey on women, and
I don't think that's necessarily true. I was on my last flight that I was on.
Yeah.
I sat next to a pilot.
Oh yeah, no, I'm kidding. Like pilots are always on flights. They don't get to fly every time they're on the plane. But I think that he preys on these women because he sits in a seat that makes them walk through them, which is how he ends up meeting this Diane Keaton character.
Immediately grabs the ass.
She what does she
falls over
Oh
him.
yeah, she falls over him. He grabs her ass, but doesn't she also grab his dick at some point?
Later.
Yes.
He first grabs her ass, then she gets him back, grabs the dick.
Classic love story.
First of all, and I wrote this down as one of my notes, just like that whole scene was too much for me because as an airplane goer, you don't speak to the person next to you, especially after they've accidentally grabbed your ass.
There's one that's not necessarily true. There's one scenario in which you can speak to the person next to you.
The plane is going down.
No.
And that's the last person that you'll ever talk to.
Have you ever flown Southwest?
No, but is this going to be like a you choose your seat thing?
Southwest
choose your own
is
adventure?
the social. Yeah, Southwest is the social plane. If
Okay.
you're on there, I haven't flown Southwest in a while, but I would I would start talking to the person next to me. People have spoken to me.
Yeah,
on
I
planes.
mean, I guess that's different because you have both made a decision that you
Yeah.
are going to sit next to each other.
or
and
at
this-
least one
one
of
of
you.
you,
is maybe-
yes.
But you chose to not relocate.
Yeah, you could move. You imagine? That would be
Someone says,
the
like,
most insulting thing in
No.
the world.
Never mind.
There was also that could have been It's Monday and people are pissed. There was a story that came out this week about a woman was on a plane and she saw the guy next to her texting somebody on his phone saying, "I'm next to like a fat smelly pig," and she got pissed.
She should have.
Yeah, and the guy sitting behind this guy stood up and was like, "Hey, buddy, we're switching seats."
Yeah.
And so they switched seats.
Fuck that guy. One time.
I also think that it's a little problematic to be reading the person next to you's texts.
Yes. But again, like if we're talking about asshole lists, that
It's
person's
what's-
way higher
yeah.
on the list. I was flying in a group one time, and a person said, like, I really hope I don't sit next to a fat person. And I just kind of very matter-of-factly was like, that's a terrible thing. Like, what an asshole you are for saying that. And they were like, oh, yeah.
I am.
I guess saying I hate fat people is a mean thing. Huh, the more you know. And I changed that person's life. Yeah, like shit like that. Don't be a fucking what an
Yeah, but
asshole.
I just thought that it was in a movie where I guess that works. But Andy Garcia, he charmed my pants off a little bit. He delivered that great joke. She tells him that she's terrified of going down a plane crash,
This
and that's why
movie-
she's popping Xannies.
Yep.
And then they keep on talking, and then she spills the beans that her husband is dead, and he says, "What happened? Plane crash?"
the movie's overflowing with plane crash jokes.
Yeah,
That is
a
the
lot of
second plane crash joke, even in that scene.
Yes.
And then there's about 4 more plane crash jokes just between them, I think, but it wouldn't surprise me if when the rest of the characters are going about their days, they're also sprinkling in some plane crash jokes, because it seems big among that group.
Very frightening that a pilot would immediately go to plane crash jokes.
Yes, they made so many fucking plane crash jokes, but
That's how he ended up getting the date with her. He threatened to bring the plane down.
yes, so this is why this is exhibit A through Z on this guy fucking scheming. A flight attendant says, "Can passenger Diane Keaton please come over here and talk to me?" And she gets up and she says, "There's a few more things we need from you. We need your name, phone number, email address, and any nights that you might be available this week.
And home address.
Home address, yeah."
And she just
do
doesn't
you
even
own a gun?
Doesn't even blink an eye. Just starts writing that shit
There's
down.
not a dog there or anything, right?
Got an ADT system.
Yeah. And she's like, "Wait, what is this?" And then the pilot comes out, and it's him, and he's the pilot. And he sets off an alarm and says, "If you don't tell me whether or not, I can't tend to this until you give me an answer, yes or no." And she says, "Okay, fine. This is such a charming move. You're going to kill a fucking plane full of people for me, and whatever we hit, and wherever the fucking plane lands and shit like that, you're going to..."
Could take down the grid.
Right, you're going to fucking ruin this country over trying to get your rocks off with me, Diane Keaton. And it works.
Yep.
Her bar is so fucking low. But as is the case when we watched Kathy Lee and Hoda, there were some... I was like, I identify with a lot of these
Speaking
women.
of which,
What?
Kathy Lee and Hoda, there was not a single scene in this movie where they weren't drinking wine.
And it was always white wine, except for Diane Keaton, who drinks red wine
smart
by
lady.
herself.
And Jane Fonda drinks
She
vodka.
drinks rosé. Oh yeah, she was drinking rosé with some. She had a lot of side carts going on.
Yes,
A lot of side carts.
There was literally so many scenes of just uncorking some wine.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
which what happened to us there? I was thinking the other day. I don't.
We haven't
drink
drank wine.
as much wine as I used to.
Yeah,
I'm a big wine guy.
I've been into beers lately.
You're
not
not.
to brag.
Yeah.
Not to brag, but drinking a lot of beers.
Yeah.
But I'd be down with doing some wine again.
Yeah. But I identify with these women, and I was like, this is a very brunch-friendly movie. They're sitting around, and they're talking about dating or whatever, and someone said, "Oh, well, the point is to blah, blah." And then Jane Fonda says, "The point is to get laid." And Mary Steenburgen immediately says, "Who says get laid?" And I was like, that would be me. That would be me.
Hello, this is Clara the clarifying robot. Just to clarify, DJ did not mean that would be me saying get laid, but rather that would be me making fun of the tool who actually says things like get laid. Thunder. Feel the thunder. Lightning then the thunder. Hate a spawner say it's cake.
Fucking tools sitting around. Yeah. I don't know. They had their problems for sure. Like Mary Steenburgen was in a fucking world of hurt with her fucking...
Drugged her husband.
Yeah. Gave him drugs.
Which the husband, what was his name again?
It's, he's a fucking guy. Craig T. Nelson.
Craig T. Nelson. Not a fan of him in this movie. Very boring guy.
Yeah, and
Which
they
I
made him
guess-
look terrible.
Yeah,
The
which
coach.
Oh right,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. I guess that is fine. Fits his character a little bit.
Right, they're
little
making him a
boring,
guy who gave up.
But I could have used some Ted Danson here.
Yeah.
Mary's real husband.
Yeah, that's right.
Could have used some Ted Danson there.
There was a great scene where, what was it? There's the husband of one of the terrible daughters was great
Yes,
because he was an idiot.
He was just like
This movie was mainly smart people trying to figure shit out, and they just really
they
threw in
sprinkled-
one dumb character.
They sprinkled in like a couple of
Yeah,
assholes,
two dumb
and-
characters,
a couple
actually.
of assholes, and a couple of dumb people.
Yeah, dumb. Ed Begley Jr.'s fiance is an idiot, and there's a great scene where Ed Begley Jr. gives a speech and he says Shakespeare once said blah blah, and he finishes it off, and then Candace Borgon cuts in and gives another speech, and she says, "Well, actually, this is what Shakespeare meant by it. He meant this, 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 and this." And as she says it, the dumb idiot girl is like, "Oh." She's the only person who reacts, and it's really, really funny.
I thought one of the funniest parts of this movie, the understated humor, was what's that guy's name? The Wallace Shawn.
Oh, yeah.
The guy who plays the
Dr. Derek.
Yes, he's like,
See this movie. If you guys can't tell yet, like, this for sure we're seeing.
yeah, this is so Dr. Derek was like, my name's Dr. Derek. You can call me Derek.
Yeah.
Or Doctor.
Yeah.
And then there's it comes up another part 2 minutes later, and he's like, Dr. Derek. But yeah, I think this movie is gonna be like a TV hit.
Yeah. That's going to be rewatchable for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a good movie. It was ridiculous at points. It made me miss wine, but not white wine. But, yeah, it was overall very, very good.
The other than plane crashes, the other thing that this movie fucking loves is metaphors. She's fucking super heavy with the sex metaphors.
Oh, yeah, that was...
It got a little tiresome.
The motorcycle sex stuff.
Yeah, motorcycle sex. There was a couple other ones.
Mary had a fucking walk-off line where she was like, I guess you couldn't rev it up, and walks away. I'm like, ugh, you fucking... I would never have sex with you again if you said something to me like that, you fucking loser.
But at one point, they did address the fact that they put so many fucking metaphors in this movie, so I give them credit for that.
Really?
Yeah. They were like, enough with the metaphors.
Oh, really?
Halfway through the movie, yeah.
This might be a thing where I missed half the movie because the old woman laughter in the theater was extremely, extremely loud.
I found it a bit shocking that this movie was directed by a guy.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of
Bill Holderman. A young guy.
With
youngish guy.
With help from E.L. James.
Yeah, dude. This guy is a younger, handsome guy.
So Rotten, what do you think the Rotten Tomato...
This is his directorial debut.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think they'll have a second movie? Do you think that he'll do this follow-up, or do you think that it'll be like Saw, where they just kind of hand it off to, all right, I don't want to... I'm embarrassed by what these are going to be, so just pass.
I'm not sure, but I like that you somehow looped Saw into book club.
Yeah. Saw's really any horror movies like that. Like, as they make sequels, the people who actually made the movie are like, eh.
He wrote book club, too, or was a writer on book club.
Interesting.
So, shout out to this guy for really catching me off guard.
Why? You thought this was definitely like a...
Yeah, I would imagine that a woman would want to be like, hey, let's shine a light on the fact that it's okay to have older
woman would
women.
probably do it better than a guy would.
Yeah, but again, I enjoyed this movie,
Yeah.
so he did a pretty good job.
Yeah,
I do
liked
think
it.
that it's cool that they had a movie where older women were just like, we're gonna.
Isn't that what the Golden Girls is?
I don't know. I didn't watch the Golden
I don't
Girls.
think. Yeah,
I don't think that's what they. Was it about them just getting the D?
But it's about them talking about the D.
Really?
It's like a bunch of... I think it's about a bunch of raunchy old women. Let's see. What's the Golden Girls about again? Golden Girls... let's see. 4 older women as they share a home, and but what's the premise? Show as an ensemble cast. It revolves around 4 older single women, 3 widows, and 1 divorcee, sharing a house in Miami, Florida. The owner of the house, blah blah, yeah. They both respond to the bulletin board, and the politics, yeah. I think I did when I was a kid, but there's no way I knew what anything meant.
Yeah, I haven't seen Golden Girls. I don't think in maybe ever, but I would imagine that it's just a lot of older ladies kind of shooting the shit, making a lot of jokes, and then occasionally sexually harassing a boy who comes by the house.
Yeah,
a younger man.
Young men, you don't want to
Like
go
a pool
in there.
boy.
Yeah. Speaking of sex, I was in the nation's capital this weekend and hit the Smithsonian, did a little bit of portrait museum, portrait gallery, whatever the hell it's called, and I did not know that a lot of the presidential portraits are sex portraits.
What do you mean?
Look at Abraham Lincoln.
That is a man who is putting it on display.
Right? So that's Abraham Lincoln. Swipe over. That's a sculpture of Andrew Jackson with his hair just being sex
What?
time all the way.
This is like Dragon Ball Z hair.
Right. It is unbelievable. Now
Whoa.
James Buchanan is next. He was gross, but he's got
Very
that like
gross,
he's
but
got
that
like
is-
the come on over.
Oh, yeah.
Come on over, baby. Then next you got Grover Cleveland.
Yeah, that's
That
not
was
sexy.
That was
He's not looking too
wait.
sexy.
What? Show me the Grover Cleveland one. Yeah. No, that's not Grover Cleveland. Wait. That's
not sexy for sure.
That's Grover Cleveland.
Oh, well that's the come on over guy. That's Andrew Jackson.
That's Andrew Jackson. Oh, no, that's James Buchanan. And then oh no, yeah. So now this is William Howard Taft getting a blowjob.
He's the most bored by that blowjob.
No, like just look, he's like his teeth are clenched.
He's trying to give the appearance of a jawline.
Yes.
It's not working.
And then oh shit, wait,
Did you delete the rest?
no. The last one I had written down is just Bill Clinton's. You don't even need to see it. It's like a fucking.
It's just a gif on the wall of him doing a helicopter dick.
No, honestly, it's the only one that's not sexual. It's just a fucking acid painting, though. Like Google right now, Bill Clinton presidential portrait. It's wild. All the other ones are just like normal presidents looking way too sexual, and Bill Clinton's is.
I would say that Bill
Oh
Clinton
wait,
is like
no,
the
that's
most sexual.
No, that's not it.
The one where he's like next to that fireplace.
Yeah, that's not the one they had on display. Shit, where is
That one's
it?
very sexual for sure. He's like, yeah, baby.
Oh, this is the one that they. This is the one that they had.
What
That's a
the
drug
hell
one.
is that?
It's like there's a bunch of. It's one of those fucking things where there's like a bunch of little designs and stuff. And
Wasn't
it
Obama's
was-
the one where he's in front of the bush?
Yeah, Obama's is dope.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Obama's is good. It's really like lively. But a lot of those portraits are fucking sick. They had this huge ass one of LL Cool J that was unbelievable. They had one of
He's
Pedro.
my favorite president,
Yes,
L. Cool J.
president of hosting the Grammys. Please have some respect. Do you want to do the read?
Yeah. Is that the?
Didn't put it in earlier. There was a tweet this weekend that was terrific. It was, what is the dumbest thing you believed as a child? And it went viral because someone quote-tweeted it with, I thought Michael Jackson had to stop whatever he's doing and sing when I play his CD. As a result, I never played it at night to give him some family time.
It's so ridiculous.
That's amazing. That's a thing that I don't know if I necessarily thought exactly that, but I think for sure when I was listening to the radio or something, I thought somewhere someone was playing those tunes. What's the dumbest thing you believed as a child?
I was actually thinking about this like a couple weeks ago. I don't know if it's the dumbest thing, but it's just something that recently crossed my mind. It is one of the biggest lies that we tell our nation's youth is that adults don't pick their nose.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
That's a huge one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adults pick their nose probably more than children do.
So you're coming at it, you're coming at it from a different angle. You're coming at it from like, what did people get you to believe?
Yeah.
Versus like, what's a dumb thing that that existed in your brain? That's a really fucking good one. I mean, yeah. On that note, though, I mean, the biggest one, and I wrote this down, like the biggest one is, and it's similar to yours, believing in Santa Claus is, I know that like obviously Santa Claus doesn't exist and all that shit, but the idea of getting a person to believe,
all that shit
is fucking hilarious.
The Santa Claus thing for sure is bizarre. But the fact that we can get like an entire nation to be like, hey, don't spoil the joke.
Yeah.
It's like, don't spoil this for these kids, like for years.
And that when you hear it, when you're like, hey, Johnny told me at school Santa Claus doesn't exist, instead of you wanting your mom to be like, Johnny's lying, why doesn't your brain be like, Johnny might be onto something? Like the idea of an old man, which cannot fly. You're young enough, you know, an old man cannot fly, and a bunch of reindeer, which cannot fly, a bunch of deer, which cannot fly, get in a sled, which at that age, you've probably seen a sled before. No, it cannot fly. Flies around the world with just an infinite amount of shit and gets to every house in one night. Not only that, this person, as you know, is an old man, probably at the end of his life, but somehow has not died since delivering your parents' toys like 40 fucking years ago.
But I think there's like an aspect of magic that you probably you believe in as a kid.
That's actually true.
And also like reindeers, we know regular deer, but we don't really know reindeer as kids, and reindeer could fly.
They're like bunnies.
I mean, I was just gonna
Don't
say,
actually exist.
you convinced me, a 26-year-old male, that bunnies may not really exist.
Bunnies aren't real, yeah.
So I'm not gonna shit on the kids for believing in reindeers.
A bunny's a hallmark animal. Yeah, but I didn't have any like major ones. I had, I mean, I think it's not a necessarily cool one. I thought that Billy Joel was Batman because Michael Keaton and late 80s Billy Joel
look the same.
Kind of look the same. But I didn't realize that I have an adult one that's dumber than any of the stupid ones, stupid kid ones, is that I didn't know that TSA is just a thing you fucking buy. Or TSA pre is just a thing you buy.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that it was a thing that you had to earn, and that despite kind of flying a lot in my life, I've just never earned it.
I think I had to break this news to you because, like, we had a discussion a couple weeks ago where I signed up for TSA pre-check, and you're like, "Huh? How did you get that?"
Yeah,
and I was like, "I
give it to
paid
fucking
money
Pete."
for it."
Yeah, like everything else when you're an adult, you just fucking buy it.
But now TSA pre-check is to the point where like Movie Pass is, where everybody fucking has it.
Yeah,
and you're kind of just too late on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
There's now a thing called like Clear.
What's that?
It's like the new TSA pre-check because everybody has TSA pre-check.
Of course.
Now,
as soon as I fucking get TSA pre, now it's not even.
Do you have
anymore.
TSA pre now?
I just got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think Clear is the new one.
I'm about to get that. I'm also thinking I still haven't ruled out those orange Zac Efron bags.
We're doing trips this year.
Yeah. So how cool would it be if we got those?
We actually we could swing it. Didn't we like reach out to try to get them to send them to us?
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Not the first time.
Ooh.
And now, the conclusion of the picnic game?
Yeah.
The picnic game. All right. I'm going on a picnic, and I'm bringing alcohol, Boutros Ghali, catheters, Dalmatians, earbuds, flugelhorns, Go-Gurt, Humpty Dumpty, Inuits, Jet's Greatest Hits, Krampus, lasagna, Magnum condoms, Necco wafers, Oops, I Did It Again, the single, and piranhas.
Oh shit!
Yeah, this is a dangerous This is what is it? A picnic? Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be a crazy picnic. I'm going on a picnic, and I'm bringing alcohol. I'm bringing Boutros Ghali. I'm bringing catheters. I'm bringing Dalmatians. I'm bringing earbuds. I'm bringing flugelhorns. I'm bringing Go-Gurt. I'm bringing Humpty Dumpty. I'm bringing Inuits. I'm bringing Jet's Greatest Hits. I'm bringing Krampus. I'm bringing lasagna. I'm bringing Magnum condoms. I'm bringing Necco wafers. I'm bringing Oops, I Did It Again. And I'm bringing... You just said it.
I just said it.
What the hell? Piranhas.
Yes.
Piranhas. And Queer Eye.
Nice.
I actually watched Queer Eye. Quick sidebar.
Nice.
On Netflix. Unbelievable.
People were
unbelievable. Jeff told us to watch it a while ago, and it is awesome.
Cool. I'm going on a picnic, and I'm bringing alcohol, Boutros Ghali, catheters, Dalmatians, earbuds, flugelhorns, Go-Gurt, Humpty Dumpty, Inuits, Jet's Greatest Hits, Krampus, lasagna, Magnum condoms, Necco wafers, Oops, I Did It Again, the single, piranhas, Queer Eye, Reptar.
Nice, dude. I'm going on a picnic and I'm bringing alcohol. I'm bringing Boutros Boutros-Ghali. I'm bringing catheters. I'm bringing Dalmatians. I'm bringing earbuds. I'm bringing flugelhorns. I'm bringing Gogurt. I'm bringing Humpty Dumpty, Inuits, Jet's Greatest Hits, Krampus, lasagna, Magnum condoms, Necco wafers. Oops, I did it again. Piranhas, Queer Eye, Reptar, and Sticky Fingers.
Ooh, what's Sticky Fingers?
Just the sticky fingers.
Just bringing some fingers.
You hear all the stuff that we're bringing to the picnic. They're gonna be sticky fingers in the car.
That's true. I know that game. All right. I'm going on a picnic and I'm bringing alcohol, Boutros Boutros-Ghali, catheters, Dalmatians, earbuds, flugelhorns, Gogurt, Humpty Dumpty, Inuits, Jet's Greatest Hits, Krampus, lasagna, Magnum condoms, Necco wafers. Oops, I Did It Again, the CD single, Piranhas, Queer Eye, Reptar, Sticky Fingers, and Turtles.
Nice. I'm going to a picnic. I'm bringing alcohol. I'm bringing Boutros Boutros-Ghali, catheters, Dalmatians, earbuds, flugelhorns, Gogurt, Humpty Dumpty, Inuits, Jet's Greatest Hits, Krampus, Magnum condoms, Necco wafers, oh no. Fuck.
What if we just made this a Patreon only conclusion?
Yes.
And only did the first half. It's like, if you give us $30 a month, then you get to know the shocking conclusion.
Oops, I did it again. Piranhas, Queer Eye, Reptar, Sticky Fingers, Turtles,
Turtles.
Turtles, and Underground Rappers.
Nice. I'm going on a picnic and I'm bringing alcohol, Boutros Boutros-Ghali, catheters, Dalmatians, earbuds, flugelhorns, Gogurt, Humpty Dumpty, Inuits, Jet's Greatest Hits, Krampus, lasagna, Magnum condoms, Necco wafers, Oops, I Did It Again, the CD single.
I like that you clarify that every time.
Yeah, it's on tape. It's not on tape. Piranhas, Queer Eye, Reptar, Sticky Fingers, Turtles, Underground Rappers, Veronica Vaughn.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Now it's a party.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going on a picnic. I'm bringing alcohol, Boutros Boutros-Ghali, catheters, Dalmatians, earbuds, flugelhorns, Gogurt, Humpty Dumpty, Inuits, Jet's Greatest Hits, Krampus, lasagna, Magnum condoms. Here goes Necco wafers. Oops, I Did It Again. The single. Piranhas. Queer Eye. Reptar. Sticky Fingers. Sticky Fingers. Turtles. Underground Rappers. Veronica Vaughn. And White Guild.
No, I thought you said that you already brought bad rappers.
Oh, no. Underground Rappers.
Okay. I'm going on a picnic and I'm bringing alcohol, Boutros Boutros-Ghali, catheters, Dalmatians, earbuds, flugelhorns, Gogurt, Humpty Dumpty, Inuits, Jet's Greatest Hits, Krampus, lasagna, Magnum condoms, Necco wafers, Oops, I Did It Again, the 45, Piranhas, Queer Eye, Reptar, Sticky Fingers, Turtles, Underground Rappers, Veronica Vaughn, White Guilt, I don't want to say xylophones. Xylophone players.
Okay.
Pretty creative.
All right. We're going to a picnic. I'm bringing alcohol. Bringing Boutros Galley, catheters, Dalmatians, earbuds, flugelhorns, Go-Gurt, Humpty Dumpty, Inuits, Jet's Greatest Hits, Krampus, lasagna, Magnum condoms, Necco wafers, Oops, I Did It Again, the musical, piranhas, Queer Eye, Reptar, Sticky Fingers, Turtles, Underground Rappers, Veronica Vaughn, White Guilt, Xylophone Players, and Yodel Kid.
Nice. Would this be it?
Yeah.
This is the end of the road. We might end up tying, unless there's a twist. I'm going on a
The twist is that everybody just stopped listening.
Nobody
wins.
We don't have listeners anymore. I'm going on a picnic, and I'm bringing alcohol, Buddhist Galley, catheters, Dalmatians, earbuds, flugelhorns, Go-Gurt, Humpty Dumpty, Inuits, Jet's Greatest Hits, Krampus, lasagna, Magnum condoms, Necco wafers, Oops, I Did It Again, on ice, piranhas, Queer Eye, Reptar, Sticky Fingers, Turtles, Underground Rappers, Veronica Vaughn, White Guilt, Xylophone Players, Yodel Kid, and Zipples for you to suck on. Yeah.
Nice, man.
Now what happens?
I don't know.
Were you writing these down as it was going along?
No.
Oh, then you win.
Were you writing them down?
Yeah, for sure.
That's very impressive.
I didn't reference them though, because I was writing them down as I was saying them as a way of cheating, and I ended up just looking at you the whole time because I feel like that was easier.
You didn't look like you were cheating, so good for you.
Yeah.
I also was cheating, but I Googled the alphabet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fuck. So we both cheated. But we cheated the way that I used to cheat on tests. Like a kid would like pass me a thing or whatever during the test, but I just wouldn't look at it.
Okay.
I just have it accept in my head. I'd be like, okay, you're cheating. So now you're gonna.
We both like kind of cheated without fully cheating.
Yeah.
Because you wrote it down, so you cheated.
We
you
cheated emotionally.
You cheated more than I did because you literally wrote them down.
And you remember
I just
more
had
of what you
reference
write
points.
than what you read or say. So so just by writing it, I gave myself a big leg up. So that there was no winner, only the losers who had to listen.
You.
So I hope that this was a shocking conclusion. Maybe we'll end up having broken this up into 3 or 4 parts.
Okay.